This week's programme is dedicated to George Digweed MBE. George has just completed what can only be seen as the Grand Slam in clay shooting. The equivalent of winning the majors, the golf or the tennis Grand Slams. George this year has won the World English Sporting, the World FITASC Sporting and the World Compact Sporting. This has never been achieved in one calendar year. So we're going to take a look back at George's life and pick out some of those memorable moments. George was born in 1964 in Hastings, Sussex. It was his grandfather George Hickman who was his early influence, and at the age of 12 George began clay shooting, and soon Sundays would be filled with different shoots around the country. On celebrating George's 26th world title, and when we spoke to him at the World Sporting last year, he'd just won his 23rd world title. So he has achieved world titles in his 20s, 30s, 40s and his 50s. And he's won 4 titles in just over 12 months. When we spoke to George last year, he explained a little bit more regarding his motivation.
It is 23 times world champion. I can't see anybody ever going to eclipse that. Do you?
Look, records are there to be beat, aren't they? Every record is there to be beaten. That's why it's called a record. The one thing I would say is that Jamie and I were talking about it in the week, and it's very interesting because I've set a personal record now with myself in the fact that I've won a world championship in my 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s. So
because you've just turned 50 as well, haven't you?
Turned 50. So that's, for me, that's a what more can I ask for?
And what about 10 years' time? Will you be looking to do one in your 60s as well?
Well, I've got no plans to retire yet, but look, standards in sport, as I said to you the other day, are getting better and better and better. You know, everybody that goes out competing in whatever sport they do, the standards are more professional. You look at Team USA. I mean, I don't need to say any more, do I? And but all the time I can go out there and still compete with them and have a bit of fun. Then that's what you do it for. When Tiger said that he, what do you play golf for? He said, I don't play golf. I do it for coming down the stretch on a Sunday. I mean, that's what I do all my hard work for, is to go out there in a situation like that and be able to compete with a big audience in front of the media and showcase what I can do.
Shooting is now George's business, be it clay shooting or game shooting, or his real passion, which is pigeon shooting. George is a fierce competitor, but fiercely loyal too, especially to his close friends and to his sponsors. His sponsors include Parazzi, Peeler Glasses, Gamebore, Promatic, Hayward's Guns, Sens, CCI, Fox Harbour in Canada, where George is working on a number of projects, Westover Range Rover and Gale Poinsett for his champagne. Now here's some facts you probably don't know about George. George's first memorable competition was when he won the Home International Skeet Championships in 1986. George is renowned for his cricketing prowess and actually has an entry in the Cricketing Bible Wisdom. So some time ago in the Sussex Leagues, George took 8 wickets for no runs in 5 overs, and they were 5 maiden overs. George was awarded his MBE in 2009. George does tireless work for charity and raises tens of thousands of pounds each year in whatever he can do with his clay shooting to help raise money for charity. George also has a world record for double trap. George won a World Cup gold in 1993, and the previous year in 1992 George held the world record of a 186 out of 200. There is no question this man is truly a legend, and we've dedicated this week's programme to George Digweed.